Okay, guys. Anyway, I actually wanted to talk about a different gun. A really cheap one, actually. They can pretty much use cheap ammo and just eat it because it's kind of weird. I mean, there are people talk about, oh, they'll get this whatever gun. It might be a cheaper one, but they talk about the ammo they got to get, which is a pretty expensive ammo. Usually. And, I mean, from what I've seen. Not always, I guess, but again, from what I've seen. Or people who get, like, I guess, an expensive gun so they can use cheap ammo kind of deal. Like, oh, well, if you find cheap ammo, okay, cool, but, I mean, I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, it's something, like, it's kind of like, okay, so if your life's on the line, you may not really care about, the quality. I mean, you should probably never. It's not the greatest idea to fully trust your life to a cheap gun, but I would rather trust my life to a cheap gun that I have with me than an expensive one I still have at the store waiting to get picked up or waiting for me to finish paying for it. So it depends. Anyway, the high point. A lot of people bash it, a lot of people talk shit. I'm not saying it's a great gun. I mean, one of the biggest problems I've seen, or from what I understand really, is the magazine, the feeding ramp, stuff like anything with the magazine basically. The slide and the doll head, all that crap. And this has been altered, this has been fixed up. I'm actually going to post a link on how to fix it, on how to take care of everything. You can buy one of these, doesn't matter if you get it new, used, whatever. I'll just send you the video. It'll take you, I don't know, maybe about an hour's worth of your time to fix it. But if this is all you can afford, this is all you can afford. I mean, hopefully you never have to use it. But again, I mean, ladies, if it's you and your kid, someone breaks in, or it's you by yourself, whatever, someone breaks in, you, a person, or I guess I'll say a burglar, whatever. The person who breaks in, whatever, can get from their front door to you in roughly 30 seconds. Now, obviously, someone's gonna be like, oh well, I'll just run to the door, or I'll just run to the room and shut the door. Okay, but they can still break through that. You may not have your phone. I mean, it's in the middle of the night, unless I don't know too many women who sleep with their phone in their boobs. Just saying, I don't. You know. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, I mean, things are random. You never know what's going to happen. Guys, same thing. Someone breaks in, let's say they have one, and you don't. You got a knife. Even though it's a high point, are you going to sit there like, are you going to laugh at the dude like, oh, you got that high point and, pull out your dagger? Like, seriously, what? You know what I mean? Like, which one's really going to win that? So I realize there's people on a budget. I'm not saying I'm not rich myself either. I'm not saying I have a shit ton of money. I'm not saying anything. I'm just simply saying shit happens. Not everyone can afford everything. I would much rather have just one of these than a hand, or I mean, than just a knife or my fist when someone else has one of these or something else. Hell, I'd just rather have one of these. Someone breaks in. I mean, just kind of like make sure I got the upper. They're breaking in my goddamn house. Why the hell wouldn't I want the upper hand? Or at least ensure it's a level playing field. Like I said, I've actually used this thing. It's actually not bad on the recoil. It's actually pretty decent. I mean, it's obviously top heavy, so that's part of it. It only holds like 8 rounds. This does have this rubber grip, which obviously helps out a lot. At least I think so, because otherwise it's pretty smooth. When I was shooting, I actually didn't even really worry about pressing the mag release. And let's see, I just want to make sure the numbers aren't there. As you can see, that it sticks out pretty good too. I mean, that mag release sticks out pretty good. Pretty simple safety. I mean, you actually got to move your wrist. Same thing with the mag release though. You can't just press it like that. I mean, you'd actually have to move your wrist, which, as odd as it sounds, it's kind of a good thing. That's a good thing, because if all you gotta do is just move your thumb, press it in, and like it's super easy. Oh, I guess you can. It's not. I mean, it kind of gives me some trouble, but it reduces the risk of basically hitting that in the middle of a firefight. You're freaking out, panicking, whatever. You're just shooting basically. I mean, in your home, you might have like a narrow hallway, so At least the risk is very low. Now you can just freaking throw it at them, but it's actually pretty much a lifetime warranty. And I don't mean just for you. I mean whoever you sell it to. I can hand this thing to to whoever, you know, and or not I hand it over, but sell it to someone else. Something goes wrong with it. Hey, the guide rod broke on me. The company will send them a guide rod. I mean, the company will basically take care of their products. So that's one thing I can say about High Point is from what I've seen. I mean, if they have to, they will just send you the kit to replace every part of every internal that they have to. Now, a lot of you will be like, oh, well, they obviously must be shit if they're willing to do that. Well, again, from what I've seen, it's only anything with just pretty much the magazine and all that, which obviously that's an important part. Anything on it's pretty much an important part. But if the worst of it is you gotta, you can get a gun you can afford. You gotta put a little bit of time into it, and the company is willing to replace anything that breaks, for as long as the gun is functioning. Basically, as long as the gun's around, they are willing to replace whatever parts. All right, it's freaking, like $200 gun, I think, depending. Some places I heard some of them go for like $400. If you're gonna hit 400, you might as well buy a different gun, honestly, because I've seen, more recommended brands for about 400. I think these go for about 200, something like that, brand new. You can get it used, obviously cheaper than that, and again, it's whatever you want. And I think the newer models have like little rails, so you can put a little flashlight, laser light, whatever. You can buy that off of eBay, $30. And again, it's a rail, so you just slide it off. You get a better gun. You can put it on that one. It doesn't matter. I actually use this thing in the range, and I've used cheap ammo. I'm talking like from the steel. I've used the copper. I've used the steel, and I forgot what. The aluminum. I just didn't use the ones, was it with the denim or whatever. I think I heard there's like some rounds with like denim coated or some bullshit. I don't quite know, but anyway, it's actually really good guns with the better grip. Obviously, with one of this right here is a Hogue rubber grip. With one of these, it's actually pretty comfortable too. But maybe because I have just small hands. I mean, look at that. So one of you holds this thing and you're like, yeah, this thing is too tiny for me. Well, you know exactly how small my hands are. So, yeah. Again, these things have saved people's lives. There's plenty of news reports of people who someone's broken into their house and they've used one of these. It's 8 shots. So, obviously there's, guns that hold more. There's some that are more recommended, some where you don't got to do all kinds of work to it. But it's a good gun. Hell, you can look at High Point Torture Test. And I forget the name of those guys. And I'm sure everyone here is going to remember them. I cannot remember their name for the life of me. But anyway, I'll probably just have to post that link if I can find it. But they put this thing through hell. It's like a 5-part video. I'm talking these guys are like, sticking a bolt in there and hammering it in. It still fires. They're freaking. They do that several times too. Several times, and they're like putting their own gunpowder or over something with the gunpowder, some kind of real strong gunpowder, just overdoing it or whatever. They even say, "Hey, look, this is way beyond the threshold of any 9mm," and then they have to tie a piece of string onto here, and they have to walk off and pull it, and the damn thing still works. And I think the time they finally thought they broke it, it was. They had to remove I think it was part of the safety. Yeah, they had to completely remove the safety from the inside part because that got jammed into something else or whatever, and then the gun was able to fire again. So they could never put it on safety, so they couldn't legally sell it. But the whole thing was we're going to destroy this gun anyway, so they didn't care. But that's the whole thing of it. It's we're going to destroy this gun, so we don't care what we do with it. Think about that. So, I honestly don't know what else to say there. It's, Yeah, I mean, it just survives a lot. I mean, it's by no means a fancy looking gun. But again, if your life's on the line, I don't think you really care about a fashion show. I think you just care about what works. I mean, think about it. Yeah, someone is gonna give me shit. Oh, fucking High Point. High Point shit. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's a great gun. I'm not saying this right here is what I want to go into a war zone with. I'm saying this right here is something I would rather have to save my life than a dagger. If I had to choose. In self-defense, if you put me in the woods, then obviously a knife would probably be better, depending. I mean, if I'm, yeah, I'll say the knife actually, because this ain't gonna stop no bear or some bullshit. But still, so I'd rather have something like this, someone breaks in. I'd rather have something like this in a WRL situation. I'd rather have this, if Antifa ever tried their bullshit. I'd rather have one of these for, whatever bad situation with other people that might go down over a knife, a sharp stick, or a bow and arrow. And a lot of people go, oh, bow and arrow is silent. It's not a video game. It's not a movie. Hit someone with a bow and arrow, they're going to make a noise. They're going to yell in pain. Alright? It's not like, that you hit them, and then all of a sudden they have a heart attack and die from the shock. Oh my god, I got a fucking arrow in me. No. They're going to yell in pain. They're going to freak out. They're going to call for help. They're going to do all that crap. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, again, anything that's silent, for some reason, TV portrays it as insta-kill. And you can see that with movies where they put silencers. You use a silencer, hit the dude in the chest, and he just, bam, falls down dead. Hit someone in the chest with an arrow. What do? They hold onto it, or they'll grab it like that, like they're trying to pull it out. They spin maybe, and they fall down dead. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. I've shot possums with the fucking bow and arrow, and it doesn't really quite put him down in one hit, not unless you get the right spot, I mean, they literally, I had like one arrow and I got one, I think by the leg, I don't know. I don't remember, but either way, it walked off with that arrow inside of it. I mean, it wasn't pain, but it just walked away. Like, oh, okay. So, anyway. So that's just that little rant. Obviously, I'm gonna have me using this thing and showing the ammo that I've used. It didn't jam on me, or no, I think it might have jammed like once. It's been a while, admittedly. I got some footage, and I've been meaning to do this, and like I said, this is some stuff going on. I already explained it, but stuff going on. I did the shooting range footage, and I haven't been able to just get to this part of the video. Anyway. So yeah, it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's not, again, if you have the money, get something else, but if you don't, you're saving up, better than nothing. They even make carbines for they make High Point carbines. Whichever route you want to go, I don't know. I mean, the company, like I said, will take care of it. Anyway, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Y'all take care. Please tell me what you think. You agree with me, don't agree with me. All that good stuff. I just want to hear it. Now, see you guys next time. Good night. That's good.